Hello, welcome to another video on the channel. Starting to feel a little bit better now, so I have ventured out. And today I am on, or around, the Basingstoke Canal. Thought I'd try a few spots along here. Now, the Basingstoke Canal for me is a little bit like the River Thames for me. Doesn't really produce, and I don't know why. I just can't get on with it. It's one of those places. Oh, right next to, or right behind Farnborough Airport here. So it's a bit noisy. So this is the first section I'm going to try, which is near Aldershot, and yeah, I'm going to try a few spots along the Basingstoke Canal and see if I can find anything. So I thought we'd try here first, see if we can get any pike or perch, and then we'll move on to another stretch. So let's see what we can catch. I can see what my problem's going to be today, apart from obviously not catching any fish, as per on the Basingstoke Canal, is that it's crystal clear. I can see straight to the bottom, even without my Polaroids on. I can see everything. So I think I'm going to go for a wander a bit further up, see if I can see anything to fish for. Because if I can't see any fish, then I'm not going to catch them, am I? Alright, so let's wander down a bit further. See if we can see any fish, or deeper areas where it's a bit more coloured or anything like that. Could be another blanker. Well, so far, same old, same old. Yeah, I don't know what's gone on with the Basingstoke Canal over the last few years. I've really struggled on here. I used to catch loads of fish. You know, decent pike. You know, some fairly decent perch. I can't remember the last time I caught from the Basingstoke Canal on lure tactics. I mean, yeah, if I cracked out some maggots, maybe, but there's definitely must be fish still here. I mean, I can see the bottom of this whole stretch where I am now, and there's no point in even casting a lure in there. There's so much weed, and I can see the bottom in the most part. Just trying to find an area that looks a little bit different. Maybe a bit of depth. See, it's getting a bit deeper here. but still very weedy. It's a little, like, almost looks like a turnaround point here. I can still see the bottom. Let me spin this round and you can have a gander. Yeah, so it's a bit of a wider section here. It's got to be worth a few casts, I think. So let's have a go here. Well, it looked like a good area. I'm going to walk down a little bit further, see if I can find some kind of structure. It's so weedy, it's almost pointless. Every single cast, near enough, is hitting a weed. Could be one of those days. Let's just literally go around this corner. If I can't find or see anything that looks like it will hold some fish, then I'll move on. Now, the other problem with the canal, especially at the moment and here, is foot traffic and dog walkers. God, there are loads of them. Absolutely everywhere. But at least there's not canoeists everywhere. Or boats. It's a bit cold, so you don't really get as many canal boats moving around at this time of year. Oh, comes another plane. Some lucky bugger on a private jet going somewhere. I'm not jealous at all. I love the UK. But I think that's me done with this stretch. Too weedy. Can't see any fish. No signs of life at all. So I'm going to head to, I think it's called Church Crookham. I used to fish there a lot. More dead baiting than lure fishing, but I've had pike there on lures in the past. Might only go out with pike on this one. Never caught perch from there. Or I might go one way with pike and then the other way with perch. Yeah, because there's a bridge. Perch love bridge. Right, so let's head there. See if we can finally, possibly, maybe catch something. But probably not. Well, we are down at, I think it's classed as Church Crookham. That's where I'm classing it anyway. No, it's not. It's just like I say, it's a lot more murky, but it isn't. Right, well, there's a bridge. Now there's a kind of big turnaround spot right there, which used to be really good for dead baiting. And I've heard very good tench fishing as well. So let's give this a few casts with the pike rod. Also looks very weedy. But we'll give it a quick go. Let's see if we can find anything. Standard. Well, I've done a fair few casts. I'm only going to bother for pike along this stretch. I'm not going to bother with the perch. I don't feel like it's going to happen. You get those feelings some days where you just kind of know it's not going to happen. Can't explain why. I'd love to be proved wrong and catch one. I don't think I will. I'm gonna move along to the other side of this bridge. It's slightly murkier along here, very slightly. I think we'll have a few casts up here and then think what to do. Well, I've done a few spots along this part of the canal. It's just not going to happen. I feel like I'm flogging a dead horse. It's a bit of a weird saying, isn't it? I've never flogged a dead horse. Never want to. But supposedly, that's what it feels like. What to do next? I just think if I keep continuing along this canal in different spots, I mean, I might catch, but I've kind of lost it now. I lost the feeling that anything could happen. So I'm gonna walk back to the car, see what I can think of. Oh, I think I've got concussion. I was just taking a couple of little videos, walking underneath the bridge. And I was looking at my phone and I just kind of stood up. The bridge was still above my head. It's a really weird bridge because you can't even stand up to walk under it. You have to sort of kneel down. Kneel down? Crouch almost to go underneath it. It's that low, which is a bit odd. You'd think when they designed the road bridge that goes over the top of it, assuming it was always a road bridge and maybe it doesn't look that old, you think they would have maybe just raised it up a little bit more. So, yeah, hasn't really worked on the canal. I always have that feeling that I shouldn't have even bothered. I don't know why. I've lure fished the canal quite a few times and yeah, just hasn't really happened. Yeah, so as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. A few people just kind of turned up and kind of, it was almost like they were circling the car. maybe that car park's used for something else. So I left. Yeah, the Basingstoke Canal has always been one of those places for me. In the early years, I used to catch quite a few, but of late, I don't even see them, let alone catch them. So, yeah, it's a very, very odd place to fish. That's for sure. Yeah, so maybe I'll come back in the warmer months and go classic like I used to with a float and maggots and see if that's still the way forward. You know, who knows? But it's definitely not the way to, well, using a lure and travelling around doesn't seem to be the way. I mean, they could all be shoaled up somewhere. It is fairly, well, it's not even fairly cold, you know, it's 9 degrees, so it's not like it's freezing cold. I mean, the Basingstoke Canal will always have, you know, I'll always have fond memories of it because it's kind of my first adventure type of fishing, you know, when I was a kid. Well, I say a kid, 11, between 10 and 12, somewhere around there. I used to live in Old Basing, which there's a road that runs near enough from Old Basing all the way to Odium, like a back road. I mean, to be fair, it's quite a dangerous road, but back then, you know, it was kind of normal. I used to put my seat box on my back, my big blue Shakespeare seat box on my back with everything I need in it, and then a couple of rods or just a rod strapped to the bike itself. Crazy. I mean, there's no way on earth I would try and do that now. Christ, no wonder my back's so bad thinking about it. But yeah, we used to cycle up there. That's probably about a half an hour, 40-minute bike ride from where I lived up to the Odium Canal. Sit there for a few hours and then cycle back. But to be fair, sometimes we used to just phone a parent and get them to pick us up, and we'd take the bikes off, try and fold them into the car. Yeah, but we used to catch a lot of fish back then, and I have fond memories of, you know, me and friends cycling up to fish it. So yeah, good times. So maybe I'll try that in a slightly more modern fashion at some point. Maybe I'll have a rucksack rather than a seat box. Don't know what I'll do about a chair though. That's why the seat box was quite so handy. I mean, I could give it a go. Cycle up there again with a seat box. I imagine I would be a hell of a lot slower because I'm a hell of a lot fatter now than I was, and a hell of a lot older. But yeah, maybe I'll give it a go again for some other species in the summer. I mean, to be fair, there's 2 species that I've always wanted to catch out of the Basingstoke Canal and never have, and that's tench and carp. Now, I know both of them still exist in there. I still see pictures of them caught, and now and then I'll still find carp. You know, if you walk for long enough and walk around, you'll find carp. But from the people I know that have caught them, you know, they say that they're not easy. You need light line to be able to even tempt one. So yeah, doesn't sound like an easy thing to do, and might need a bit of perseverance and a bit of time spent, maybe some pre-baiting in some areas, but yeah, never know, might give that a go in the summer. I mean, to be fair, a few years ago I brought a big baiting pole, like a 12-metre baiting pole. I brought that specifically for fishing on the canal because it'll easily reach the other side, so I could drop rigs and drop bait very, very carefully and quietly. But I've never used it for that. So yeah, it could be interesting. So yeah, what am I going to do now? So what am I going to do now? Well, there's many things I could do, but I've only got a limited lure fishing kit with me, so I can't go and fish for anything else but predators. So I am going to head to Seven Lakes. Now, this could end up being a massive fail because I'm a bailiff at Seven Lakes, so I know that all the lakes there are shut, apart from Lake 6. But Lake 6 is where the decent pike are. But if the whole place is shut, the chances are Lake 6 could be really busy. But there's also some netting going on down there on some of the other lakes to see what stock there is. So it could be quite handy to go and have a look and see what's going on. So yeah, I think we're going to head to Seven Lakes and see what happens. It could be an absolute fail and there could be nowhere to fish. But, you know, going to head there anyway. So I didn't actually end up doing any fishing at all. I just ended up helping out with the netting on the on Lake 7. Well, I say helping out. I didn't really do anything. I was just doing a little bit of filming. But they had some issues with the. There's a few snags on the bottom, and I think 99% of the fish that were in the net, because we saw them swirling around, managed to get back out. But there was a cracking perch. Lovely, lovely fish. Which is going to be moved into one of the other lakes. So yeah, he was a good 2.5 pound, I think he was. Lovely, lovely fish. And yeah, most of the carp, bar one, I think, or two, escaped the net. It's definitely not the fact that there's a lack of fish, because Lake 7 has a lot of carp in it. And yeah, so that was a bit of a shame not to see them, but they're going to do another pass in a minute. So there might be another video from someone else doing that, or so you can see the fish that are in there, because there are some lovely fish in Lake 7. So it was a bit of a shame, but I'm going to try and get down on the next one, which I think is in a couple of weeks, and they're going to do another lake probably. And yeah, so it's really interesting. I really enjoy watching how they net lakes and things like that. So yeah, I'll definitely be up for going to that one. So yeah, it's a bit of a random, pointless, boring, no fish video really, but it's lovely to be back out on the bank a bit more again now. I'm starting to feel a bit better. I don't feel as knackered. My throat's a bit clearer. So yeah, it's just good to be back out in the countryside, walking, just enjoying it. It's lovely. So yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching the video. Hopefully I'll start creating some content with some actual fish in it soon. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.